Hi guys. Just a warning. This story is just for entertainment purposes only. I do not condone or recommend any of these actions that take place in this story. Also, none of the names that I say in this story are anyone's actual name. They are all just names that I made up for these people because I respect everyone's privacy. So this story starts off one day in 10th grade. It's March at this point. I'm ready for the school year to be over. And on this particular day, I got up out of bed. I did that 10 to 15-minute rest in bed before actually getting up out of it, as I do most days. But when I actually get like the willpower to get up out of bed, I take a shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, then I wait for my bus outside. I get on the bus, turn on some music, and just wait until I get to school. And when I arrive to school, I go to the gym, hang out with my friends for 45 minutes ish. And then it's time for homeroom, and I normally just take a 10 to 15-minute nap. Something about how my school's schedule is like set up. I've seen a lot of different schools do this type of schedule. It's like an A-B type schedule, like you have a set of classes, four classes one day and four classes the next day, and then they just alternate between the two. And this day was a class A day, which means we would have our first four classes and then we would go home. So that means my first period class is chorus, and I have that class with Gabby. So we were just practicing on our music for that upcoming concert, and my chorus teacher's pretty chill, so after we finish going through our music, she pretty much just lets us chill for the rest of class, which appreciated because a lot of the time I use that to do my homework. So by the time class is over, I say bye to Gabby and I start walking to my second period class. And we so happen to have a test on this day. Um, Sucks. I absolutely bombed this test, by the way. Um, 38% on that test. I was not very proud of that since I had like a 70 in my class already. But when I was in like the middle of this test, I hear something over the phone, like the school walkie-talkies that I mentioned before, and it was like, "Miss P, my principal, we have some girls in the school gymnasium doing some interesting things." Now this happens at my school on a daily basis, so I normally just shrug it off, be like, "Oh, someone got busted for drugs again." Welcome to American public school systems. And that's just what I did on this day. Second period's over at this point, and it's time for me to go to my third period. Love this class as well. It's my French class. I'm so ready to learn some French. I love French. So fun. I'm so happy I took French and not Spanish because I've heard Spanish classes at my school are rough. Like the teachers have little to no remorse. Um, One of our teachers segregated the students who already speak Spanish from the students that don't speak Spanish, which I get. You can speak Spanish to a certain portion of the class and they'll understand it, but it just seems weird to do it in the way that you chose to do it. And I have this class with another one of my friends. His name's Cam, and he comes into this class and he like automatically puts his head on the table, and I'm like, uh oh, something happened. And I ask him what's wrong because that's who wouldn't ask a friend that put their head on the table. That's obviously like down on his luck or something. Like, hey, what's wrong? Can I do anything to help? So he sits up and sighs and starts explaining what happened during second period. He starts off by saying that his band class had to go to the gymnasium to do class that day because he didn't have a teacher in that classroom and there was no sub available for it. So the band class goes into the gymnasium, sits down, and there's a few other classes in there with them. And a few of the people in the band class are Cam, Gabby, Manny, and one person we don't like, but that's nothing to do with this story. But some of my other friends were in there because their teachers also didn't have a sub lined up for their class. And some of these people were Star, Catherine, and Eli. Kai, Apple, and Alexa. And eventually, some of these people, including Gabby, Star, Catherine, Eli, and Kai, decide to go to the gymnasium bathroom and hit Star's vape. And this isn't just like a puff puff type of vape, it's like a THC vape. Don't ask me how they got a hold of this, I do not know. I wasn't that well acquainted with Star anyway. And a group of people decided to tell on them because they overheard the conversation before going to the bathroom to go hit Star's THC vape. And they're like, we'll tell the higher ups at the school about it. And that's what they did. So my friend group, the people who went into the bathroom to vape, um, come sit back down with Cam, and next thing you know, the unholy trinity of like student discipline come in. It's my principal, the superintendent, and the 10th grade behavioral counselor. And my friend group realizes that they are walking directly towards them. And Star and Gabby look at each other like, oh shit. So they reach my friend group and they say, come with me. And the superintendent says, yeah, come with us. So they all go to the principal's office. And next thing you know, they're getting searched and drug tested. Almost everyone's comes back positive, except for two people, Kai and Cam. And Cam's comes back negative, obviously, because he didn't do anything. He was just typing away at his little ELA essay. So the superintendent was like, why the hell did you even come with us? And Cam's like, I don't know, I was fucking scared. And the three just decide to dismiss Cam back to class because really ain't nothing else they can do. But Kai's came back negative. Why? I don't know. I honestly think it was just a like faulty drug test and she got off lucky. It also doesn't help. Every time she gets in trouble, she cries to her mom because her mom's a teacher at the school. Now I understand why one would be sensitive at this topic, but at least take fucking accountability for your freaking actions. And this isn't the first time we've had trouble with Kai's actions or behavior. She's always been problematic to me and my friend group. So obviously we have a little bit of a grudge against her. I do not know why she went smoking with them in the first place. But every time I see her now, she has the biggest grin on her face I've ever seen on a person. And I have never been more inclined to hit a person at school ever in my life. Now, obviously, I know the violence is not the answer to 99.9% of problems, and I can contain my emotions for the most part, unless it comes out as tears, because I can't control my tears. I just cannot. I don't know how to do that. Um, so every time I see her, I'm just like, don't punch her, don't punch her, don't punch her, don't punch her, don't punch her. And I was able to do that for the rest of the school year, because now it's summer, like I said, my last video. So the rest of the day goes by. Me and my friend group are really unsure about what's going to happen and who's going to get what type of repercussion, punishment, whatever. So we find out the next day that Star, Gabby, and Catherine and Eli all got repercussions for it. Star, Catherine, and Eli all got suspended. Gabby got fucking expelled. And their reasoning, my school's reasoning for this, because she's out of district. And this really shows that my school does not give two hoots about their out of district kids, even though their parents are paying a heck ton of money for them to go to that school, which I honestly think doesn't make any sense at all. That they value their in district kids more than their out of district kids, because their out of district kids they are getting more income from than their in district kids, because a lot of kids in this district can't afford a lot of stuff. So 90% of us have like free lunch because we can't afford anything. So I don't see why they keep the kids that can't afford crap. Uh, and obviously, I get it, the economy's hard and stuff, and I'm one of those kids that have a free lunch. But um, I don't see how they can get rid of the students that they see as a paycheck, especially because it's like $600 per student a year to go to that school, and they have no option for free lunch at all. So their parents have to pay for their school lunches, their school tuition, their school supplies, their teachers' school supplies in some cases, their income, like their taxes and everything, tickets, rehearsals, everything, gas to get to and from school, a lot of different stuff, and they just are the first on the chopping block. I don't think that makes any sense. And I've talked to my friends about this, and they are all on the same page as me. They're like, how the heck do you get rid of a student that is literally paying to go there faster than students that are literally going there for free almost? Sometimes they have to pay for their own school lunches, but that's only if their parents make like a more than $50,000 a year income. So basically, this moral of the story is one, don't throw your friends under the bus because that's what Kai did. They scream peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure whenever it comes to them getting in trouble, but they won't defend their friends at all. They're just chuck them under the bus if they get off scot free. But as for when Catherine, Eli, and Star come back to school, I feel like I can still be friends with Catherine and Eli. But Star has always been problematic towards the friend group, much like Kai. But they were talking to about things that clearly made everyone else in the friend group uncomfortable, constantly downgraded everyone, very fat phobic. And if y'all didn't know, because obviously I don't show my face on this channel at all, so I am not the skinniest person alive. I'm not fat, but I am not skinny. I'm very much chunky. Um, they were very fat phobic. They would always dog on you if you were eating too much at school. Eating too much meaning you ate fucking school lunch. Number two, uh, be sure you know who your friend, like true friends are, especially in high school, because those people can either make or break the rest of your school career. And that goes along with the make sure you know what group you're hanging out with, because that can get you labeled as certain things, which makes it more easy for the school to pin things on you and your friends that still go there based on like your previous friends that used to go there that got expelled, suspended, or whatever. And um, so yeah, just make sure you know who your true friends are and look for red flags early on within the friendship because it just makes the whole friendship a lot better if you get the people that are problematic out of the way. I think I'm gonna stick with once a week upload schedule. But anyway, here is a reading of one of my most recent stories. The darkness surrounds me. The only light source was a campfire that I was just poking with a stick. The flames sparked, making the oh-so-familiar crackling sound, leaving the ashes to fall to the ground. Shades of oranges, reds, and yellows flash. I can feel the harsh winter winds on my back. My arms no longer have hair on them from the constant handling of fire. My fingers stained gray from changing the ash piles. My cheeks burned red. I've been here for centuries, just poking fire with a stick. When one is alone, their mind starts to drift, and the more the mind drifts, it's more likely for one to lose their wits. I feel my eyes twitch. Why was I the one tasked with this job? It's mind monotonous, insanity-inducing. I've spent so many hours in a day just staring at the flaming eyes of the fire. It doesn't help that I'm in complete darkness, not knowing what time of day it is. My mind just keeps repeating itself. There are only so many thoughts a person can have. My mind just keeps repeating itself. It's at the point where every time my mind comes up with something new, I laugh hysterically, like a hyena. Sane? What even is sane? It's been so long since I've had physical contact with a being. How would I even be able to know if someone was sane or insane? I think I've gone hysterical.